Hello and welcome to BOI Impact, the magazine program of the Bank of Industry, which showcases the businesses BOI has supported over the years and their success stories. I am Olagunju. In this edition, we will continue our recap of the main highlights of 2023 as showcased on the program. We begin with the highly successful hosting of the Joint International CEO Forum of the Association of African Development Finance Institutions, ADFI, and the Association of Development Financing Institutions in Asia and the Pacific, ADFIAP, by the Bank of Industry in Abuja. The central theme of the forum, DFI's strategic role towards a climate-smart future, emphasized the critical role DFIs can play in addressing global challenges such as climate change and sustainability. The forum examined innovative solutions, strategies, and collaborative efforts to create a climate-resilient world. The event featured a special interest session and 4 plenary sessions. The distinguished lineup of speakers and thought leaders shared their expertise and insights on a variety of critical topics with participants from 33 countries, all guided towards advancing the dialogue on sustainable development and climate-resilient financing. In his welcome address, the West Africa Regional Representative of ADFI, who is also the Managing Director of the Bank of Industry, Dr. Oluseun, said, BOI is committed to providing financial and business support services to climate-friendly projects.
The strategic role DFIs play in mobilizing resources for national development make us an integral part in the global response to the climate challenge. As Nigeria's leading DFI, one of the primary drivers of the Bank of Industry strategy is to accelerate Nigeria's development through supporting environmentally friendly, sustainable projects across key sectors of the economy. We are committed to promoting this strategy to deliver on our mandate, which is well aligned with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda.
In his opening remarks, the chairman of ADFI, Mr. Tabo Tamani, explained that the DFIs must be better coordinated in harmonizing various climate-friendly initiatives to ensure significant impact.
It is no longer news that the world is facing the negative impact of climate change. Human health and safety, food and water security, and sustainable socio-economic developments are threatened globally. Reports predict that if strategic actions are not taken to combat climate change, the world economy will lose more than 18% of its current GDP by 2048. As we focus on addressing the challenges of climate change, we are also aware of the need for a just transition. These scenarios predict a gloomy picture, and this calls for urgent action from all stakeholders and responding just and equitably.
ADFIAP Chairman Mr. Mominul Islam, represented by the Senior Vice President, Development Bank of the Philippines, Ronaldo Tepora, said, DFI's role is strategic towards a climate-smart future.
Will illuminate, hopefully, the path to a climate-smart future and emphasize the roles that we DFIs continue to play in driving sustainable development and addressing climate change challenges. So we will delve into key strategies used by development finance institutions to drive a greener and more sustainable world. These efforts, we know, not only help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but also to promote long-term economic growth, social development, and environmental sustainability.
Participants spoke about their experiences at the event.
This has been a wonderful experience as we are getting to have discussions with other development finance institutions to know how they undertake the operations, and most importantly, how do they finance, how do they get finance to finance their various development projects This is really important in terms of knowing that we get enough capital that will help us to finance our development project.
We're very happy to be here and to listen to all this very insightful discussion, because de facto climate is at the core of fixed preoccupation. We're just trying to see how banks working together scale up financing for climate, because we know that it's a big priority, especially here in Africa, but elsewhere in the world as well. And a special thanks to the very kind people of Nigeria. I have to say it's my first time in Nigeria, and I really appreciate that.
The Bank of Industry also treated the delegates from about 33 countries and participants to a gala night with displays of the rich Nigerian culture, music and fine dining, while also networking to support a climate-smart future. Another highlight of the gala night was the presentation of a plaque of appreciation to BOI for its support to ATFI and for being an amazing host of the 2023 Joint CEO Forum of the bodies.
This is our little token of appreciation. Thank you very much.
We want to say a very big thank you to people that have deemed it fit to give us this award. We appreciate you. Our chairman, we appreciate you. Look forward to more engagement with you. And we can assure you that Bank of Industry will always be there to provide the support for these events.
The ATFI Joint International CEO Forum served as a critical platform for discussions and formulation of action plans aimed at shaping the future of climate-smart development financing. Still on BOI Impact, we stay in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital city, strategically placed. From this beautiful city, we bring you highlights of our visit to BMO Real Estate and Construction Limited, an indigenous company incorporated in 2014. The company is engaged in the construction of various types of residential properties in Abuja. The Bank of Industry actively supports the company in line with the federal government's policies targeted at reducing the housing deficit in the country. BMO Real Estate and Construction Limited has also diversified into parks and recreational services to meet the needs of the people and, at the same time, creating a fun way of reducing stress and ensuring a sound mind in a sound body. Here are highlights of our visit to the Recreational Park. The Chief Executive Officer of BMO Real Estate and Construction Limited, Niyi Oyeleke, in an interview said the company aims to strategically position itself to ensure the park maintains internationally acceptable standard.
A while ago, I got married and started having kids. And I mean, there are several days we thought about it, we should go and do this, we should go and do that. We always find out that we always end up going to a restaurant or just go to like a play date or something. There was never really a place we could take our kids to where they could play all day and even just to take the edge off. I had a good experience living in New York when I was doing my master's with Central Park in New York. And I was like, okay, it would be nice to have something like that in Nigeria. So that's where the name came from. And the idea was to do something where family can hang out. So to do that, we had to do something for the kids. We had to do something for the adults so that when the parents come, they don't just think about dropping off the kids and going and coming back. They can actually stay and do something else at the park. That was where the need for the park came in. And we've been expanding since then. And I mean, right now, the industry is great. You know, there's so many people that have been motivated by what we've done, and there's so many other parks coming up. I think the sky is big enough for everybody, and it's always going to get better.
With the support of the Bank of Industry, BMO Real Estate and Construction Limited has furnished the parks with modern infrastructure.
I think we talked to someone and they were like, oh, BOI, they're actually interested in funding a theme park. And we're like, yeah, BOI will do it. We went, we approached them, they loved the idea, and we started the process. We got the funding, we bought water park equipment, and while we were doing that, getting ready for the water park, building the water park, we were building some other smaller activities. And by the time the water park got completed, everything now became whole. So you can see that growth there. After getting the funding, I mean, we went from about 20 to 30 staff, we went to about 150. Right now we're at about 250. So it's unbelievable. I mean, you can see the impact that such funding had made. You can see it right in front of your eye. If we didn't have that funding, and we will still be struggling, trying to grow, and probably won't be here today. But I have to give kudos to BOI. I mean, they made it happen.
Aqualanda Water Park and Pool is a recreational park located in Abuja. Its green scenes intertwined with thrilling activities make it a perfect place to build memories to last a lifetime.
For over 6 decades, Bank of Industry has been here, driving Nigeria's industrial development through financial and business support services to micro enterprises, small and medium enterprises, and large enterprises across Nigeria. Leveraging on strategic partnerships, we provide equipment financing, working capital, and support to enterprises in key sectors of Nigeria's economy, including youth and women-led enterprises. Whatever your business needs, starting up, expansion, diversification, modernization, or rehabilitation, we'll be here, always to support you. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
Thanks for staying with us on BOI Impact. Up next is Trustlub Fluid Resources Limited, located in New Makun City along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. What stands this BOI-assisted company out is the capacity to produce top-quality local lubricants that meet international standards. The company has a blending plant with a storage capacity of 3 million litres and a daily production capacity of 150,000 litres.
Trustlub Fluid Resources Limited is an indigenous company that engages in the production and distribution of Trustlub brand of lubricants with excellent customer support services. Trustlub was established by skilled professionals with a vision to be Nigeria's reference petroleum marketing company that will become a leader in the oil and gas sector of the country's economy and also recognized as one of the best in the full-stream petroleum industry. At an interview with the managing director of the company, Gafar Babatunde, he spoke about the gap Trustlub is filling in the petroleum industry.
Trustlub Fluid Resources came into existence as a modest company startup in Port Harcourt. It's 6 members of directors with different experience in oil and gas company came together, and that's what brought about Trustlub. We registered the company last quarter of 2016 and we commenced operation 2017. But within the short span of our operation, we have made a remarkable mark in lubricant sector, and part of the credit we can get to ourselves is this ultra-modern facility, that is blending plant that was commissioned in October last year. And one of the gap we call it is that the multinational, they are focusing more on the industrial part of the business. So while the few indigenous companies then were equally focusing on the retail part. But with our experience in the industry, we see that we can actually combine the two so that we can make impact not only in the industrial sales, but in the retail sales with the local content. Because you know, Nigeria is one of the producer of oil, one of the leading producer of oil. With the new signing of petroleum industry at 2021, we are seeing the opportunity that new refinery will come in from the private sector. Period to 1995, we have only the major, but now with the incoming of the indigenous and with the support we are getting from the government agency, particularly the BOI, that is Bank of Industry, and the Ministry of Industry and Investment, I can tell you that the opportunity at which and the industry sector will be greatly enhanced in the few years to come.
Director at the company, Isiaka Kadiri Bolande, also spoke about the relationship and the impact of BOI support in the company's expansion.
The relationship between Trustlub Food Resources Limited and that of Bank of Industry has actually been a very cordial one, a very mutual relationship. Who recall at that time, you know, hitherto we were mainly into the marketing and sales of lubricant products. And due to expansion, we saw the need that we need to stand and start making our own production of the products. And we needed the funding for the equipment. Really don't need to know anybody in BOI to actually access funds there. It's a matter of you make your application and you meet their requirements, you can actually get the facility, which is what we did. With the support of Bank of Industry, we were able to acquire the storage tanks. We were able to acquire the kettles for the blending, for the actual blending of the products. We were able to acquire the filling lines that are presently in use, and especially we were able to acquire our laboratory equipment, which is highly significant for any lubricant company that we have in place now. All these are courtesy of the finance we got from Bank of Industry. Presently, the capacity of the plant is around 150,000 liters per day, and we are getting, presently we are getting around 30% of that presently, and we aspire to get additional fundings to be able to push it up to around 50%.
We have some products that we are producing. For this HD40, we have both 1 liter, 4 liters, and 5 liters. You use it for generator, you can use it for Okada, even you can use it for Marua. Trust 6000 is for vehicle. You can use it for any vehicle, your SUV, you can use it for SUV. So it's meant for vehicle, you can use it for any type of vehicle. It's very, and it works very well. And we have another one, this is our gear oil. We call it automotive gear oil. And another one, we have our ATF. We call it automatic transmission fluid.
You're watching BOI Impact, and on this edition, we have been reviewing our supported businesses featured on the program last year. Our last port of call tonight is Micho Palm Nigeria Limited, an agro-based business in Enugu, southeast Nigeria. The company processes, markets, and distributes palm kernel oil and other palm and agro-based products. And BOI continues to support the company. Micho Palm Nigeria Limited currently has the capacity to crush 180 tons of palm kernel per day and employs 60 direct and indirect staff.
Micho Palm Nigeria Limited is the child of my brain, where when I intended to go into full-time agricultural products, I decided to go into palm kernel crushing and all the value chain in palm kernel business. So I now decided to register a company with CAC called Micho Palm Nigeria Limited, so that I could be able to have a bigger picture and a bigger undertaking in agro-industry business.
Our capacity is installed to crush up to 180 tons. A good quality palm kernel has 40% oil content. The first crushing we extract about 25%, remaining 15% in the cake. We now send it to the final crushing. The final crushing machine will now extract another about 10%, leaving 5 or 6%. So when it is remaining like 6%, we now leave it. You can't extract it again using our machines. So that cake now with 6% oil content is major ingredients in animal produce, animal feeds, piggery, pig feeds, and the poultry feeds. That's the major ingredients in making them. So they come here to buy it for their animal feed. That's why we have now also established a pig farm to be able to leverage on the PKC business. So then the oil itself, the crude oil, when you refine it, refining it just means subjecting the oil to a certain temperature and it will separate, removing the odor, the crude oil odor, and the crude oil colors, giving you the glittering golden color vegetable oil.
Sir Ezike spoke on how the company was able to acquire palm kernel crushing machines through the support of BOI.
Came in contact with Bank of Industry in 2017. That was when one of my friends directed me. The man told me, no, let us apply. I just gave a trial, and then within 1 month, I got the first loan from Bank of Industry. That was around about 40 million naira. So that gave us the energy to construct this second warehouse. Because when we received that money for raw materials, we can now be able to use the money we have before to do expansion. So it gave us the economic power, the financial power to build this second warehouse. So, but that was for a year. The loan lasted for a year. Then I now put up a request for renewal in 2019, which they approved at 68 million naira. They gave us 68 million naira, and that is the one that is expiring now. That is one that is getting to, we are getting to, because it is a term loan that you pay a certain amount of money every month. So we are almost at the end of that one we got in 2019. So it has been of great, tremendous help to us to give us the power to expand. Because when you are sure you have money to buy raw materials, if you have other money before, you now try to expand. Because the business in this palm kernel crushing business is enormous, that you have not even done half of the value chain. But because we now know that we have some funds from Bank of Industry, we decided to go into this one now to go and refine and come back to can. And it is moving the market.
One of our core values at the Bank of Industry is innovation. We will continue to support innovative ventures that are targeted at adding value to primary products, creating employment, and reducing the importation of finished goods. For us at the Bank of Industry, we remain committed to that. You can also play your part and join us in further strengthening Nigeria's economy by buying Made in Nigeria products. For more information on how you can benefit from BOI support and services, kindly visit our office nearest to you, visit our website or our social media pages. And that's it on BOI Impact for now. Please join us next time. I am Olagunju. Thanks for watching.